It was the dawn of a new year, which, well, literally just means that. So I thought, a number turning in a calendar seems like a great time to set some goals. And thus in that big list of stuff I wrote, Project Cash release date 2025 was scribbled in. So I guess that's what I'm doing this year. This is building off the radio silence as they stop uploading, as I want to take a break from uploading to focus on the game along with life getting in the way. But now that the game is in a much more presentable state in development, I think it's a good time to start archiving its development again, when it's not just me in my room at like 3 AM writing code. Yeah. But first, what is Project Cash? It's a game about a rich man called Randall who ends up in a lot of debt and ends up getting hunted down by loan sharks. As a last resort, he moves to a remote town called Northsonville and has 5 days to make as much money as possible to pay off the debt collectors. The gameplay is a tycoon game that has a heavy emphasis on its world building and writing. Speaking of which, writing is hard, but surprisingly fun. It's like a jigsaw, no, more like a Rubik's Cube. You have all these different pieces and you have to rearrange them in a way where it all plays into exploration of a theme while making a cohesive narrative. Now, normally this is a pretty straightforward thing, but combining it with gameplay is a whole other deal. Bioshock came out in 2008 and is probably my favorite game ever made. I swear this is relevant, just bear with me. One of the only big budget games to do political commentary on a level with this scope. I love this game to bits for what it did and failed to do. But one outcome of this game is the bane of every game writer's existence. Ludonarrative dissonance is something you've heard before and you probably hate it, but just... Ludonarrative dissonance is the concept of the game's story not aligning with the player's story. So like for example, Grand Theft Auto 4 has the player play as a broke immigrant called Nico Bellic. Throughout the story he's treated as broke, but you get halfway through the game and, well, he's not that. However, the game treats him like one, which makes the player go, wait a second, this is not equal to this. Well, in reality it's only a thing nerds like me care about, but it's still something you're meant to account for when writing. They had the story planned for Project Cash to be about crime, the vicious cycle of murder, capitalism, all things smart games must have. But I tried to make it make sense with the gameplay and, well, yeah, it didn't work. Also didn't help the story wasn't really that well written, so yeah, back to the drawing board it was. So I wrote a new story with some elements of the old one and it makes sense. Ludo narrative wise it works and is a lot more tonally appropriate while also having a nice contingency plan. I think I should give it a game before I try writing something that's on the level of Disco Elysium or Iconoclasts, just to iron out the kinks at writing for a game, but yeah, games, they're the hardest thing to write. See this? This is all gameplay of Project Cash. Look at this. I said it wouldn't change, but well, yeah, I forgot one of the biggest unspoken rules of game development. Shit changes. I decided that this sucked, so I drew a nicer version of the town. It's bigger and has more detail in it, and I think it looks nicer. It's still subject to change. Everything here is subject to change, but for now I'm going to stick with this foundation. I need to figure out how to do parallax scrolling though. I really want my game to feel as alive at night in the woods, because that game feels lived in. I love that town. Also the UI. I finished the UI and I think it looks nice. I followed this philosophy where the UI must be a natural extension of the game's art direction, which it's not really anything groundbreaking, it's kind of common sense, but it's still something I stick by. The main art direction is just to do this basic cartoony style, which allows me to create assets really quickly, which is great for testing and just general production. Also matches with the tone I'm writing. Imagine if I wrote like a Martin Scorsese drama and everything looked like this. You know, actually maybe I should. So I may have deleted a few scripts from the project. A bit of string cleaning every now and then is good to have for optimization purposes, so I deleted it and reworked a few scripts. Overall, I just really wanted to burn down that bar. Fuck that bar. So yeah, that's the current state of Project Cash. I'm locked in right now and I've thrown every other project I was working on to the side just to finish this game. Hopefully before the end of the year. No promises though, I don't promise anything. Something I've learned from this game's development is that it's hard to juggle multiple projects at once, so now I'm just doing one thing, and if I feel like I've done enough work on it that I can spin it into entertainment on like another devlog, or I'll just upload another video when I feel like it about whatever topic I feel like rambling about. Oh shit, they're on me.